we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal back at it again, giving you that gay shit you love while playing some more Earthbound. And y'all might be wondering, Ethan Bonreal, where the hell have you been? And the answer is, living my gay life, because it is winter, the homosexuals are out in their winter coats and their scarves, and I am working retail dealing with them. So, because of that, y'all get some stories, and you also get to watch me play this game and see me murder my way through the sewers to get to a new boss, which will be pretty fun. But first, we have a few things to take care of. I gotta update y'all on some stuff with the channel and Earthbound. So our first priority here is we actually are gonna teleport back to Summers real quick, because we need to pick up some deluxe teddy bears, because this next area can be a little bit brutal. There are some really nasty baddies in the sewers that we're going to be visiting, and I really do not want to be walking through that douche water unprepared, so we're going to do it. Let's see. So we need to go to this shop, and then, actually, let me check out our inventory. So Paula, I'm going to give them all to Pooh. We're gonna give them to Pooh. I thought about giving them to Paula, but we should not do that. So, Super Plush Bear, and it's going to Pooh. There we go. These things are pretty expensive, like everything in Summers, but they're gonna be well worth it in this next area. Because the enemies there are gonna use a lot of status effects, and it's not a good deal. But getting back to what's going on with me, if y'all have been wondering, like I said, I work retail, it's getting closer to Christmas, and it's getting fucking crazy out here. And for y'all who don't live in big cities, or just a little bit unfamiliar with this aspect of gay life, what happens during winter and summer is that homosexuals come from out of town to visit their families, and they're just very cranky and very cranky and very horny and just extremely moody, and they shop like it, basically. I have been helping a lot of of very obviously gay men find things they want at my job, and they're like visiting from out of town. Usually they're visiting from like Austin, or sometimes even up north. And they just are coming in with just a very cranky attitude. They have to sit and be around family that they don't want to be around. Because honestly, that's something that I really hate about the holiday season. Oh shit, I just teleported back to the same fucking place. What I hate about the holiday season really is like the familial obligation. Because like, man, it's so, I don't want to be around like children screaming at the top of their little lungs. Like, I'm gay, I have reasons to scream. You don't even have all your teeth yet. But here we are in this living room, having you run around and scream, and that's fine, honestly. I think kids are really cute, but I just don't want them up in my gay business, y'all. And that's not what I'm about right now, so that might be coming. For Thanksgiving, either my entire father's family comes here, or alternatively, he goes to visit them, and I'm hoping it's that way this year. I really don't want them around me, because they're just so fucking nosy. I don't really want them in my business, which kind of sucks. That's one of the kind of anxiety-inducing parts of the holiday season I've noticed for a lot of people who are gay, is that like you have to explain to your aunts and uncles why you don't have like a girlfriend, basically, because that's just always the thing they ask for first, and it's like, it's none of your fucking business, you weirdo. Go mind your own business. But they just ask like clockwork, and you gotta find some sort of excuse to deal with it. Or if you're out, you can just tell them, but I'm not out to my extended family, because I don't think I'm actually allowed to, which is like, that's such a weak-ass thing for me to say. I really hate saying shit like that, because I can do whatever I want, but you know, whenever my aunts or uncles ask why I don't have a girlfriend, my dad actually answers the fucking question for me, and he says I'm focused on school. And that actually tilts the shit out of me a little bit. Like, I'm like, how do you know that I'm not ready to tell them? But, you know, whatevs. I think that's meaning that he does not want me to tell them because he's embarrassed, which is unfortunate. But anyway, y'all ain't need to know about that quite yet, because we got some Earthbound to play. So, You want to know about something extraordinary? You know, there's a singer named Venus at the Topola Theater. Could you bring me her autograph on an eraser? Then I'll show you something extraordinary. Oh, if you can get her autograph on anything, I don't need to worry about the eraser. I don't care if it's written on toilet paper. Well, we happen to have her autograph on a banana peel, so we will give him that. You got it! That banana peel has an authentic Venus autograph. Yup, there's no doubt about it. Now for my promise. I'll tell you about something extraordinary. In the next room, there's a light shining from far, far below the manhole. There, I found a huge monster rat. I'm not trying to pull your leg. I'll let you go there and check it out for yourself. Well, that rat sounds like a boss, which means it's time to strap up our psychic powers and murder the shit out of it, because it is blocking the plot for us. So, like I said, this area is pretty brutal. There are a lot of enemies in it. They have a relatively high spawn rate, and on top of that, some of them can basically just one-shot Jeff and Pooh, which is kind of unfortunate. There we go. But because we have the teddy bears, those will tank the hits. If you don't remember, the teddy bears basically work like the Pokemon move Substitute, where they will take hits for the players until they're destroyed, which is handy. So we're going to actually have to crawl up in that nasty douche water and just deal with it, because that's how we get further in it. This place is actually, it's not necessarily maze-like, but you have to go in and out of the water a lot, and if you don't go in and out at the right times, you actually have to walk backwards and backtrack a little bit, which can be kind of annoying. But luckily, when you leave this area after defeating the boss, all the enemies will actually run away from you, and they won't try to actively attack you, so you don't really have to worry about picking up items on your way through. You can just pick the items up on your way back out, which is handy. But, you know, what I was talking about with that Thanksgiving stuff is something I think about sometimes, because really, in a lot of ways, being gay has made family like kind of a touchy subject for me, I think, because basically I grew up really not feeling super safe or comfortable at home, and it's in part because it's like I just had to hide such a huge part of myself that I came to not really be close to my parents. And so I wouldn't really, I don't know how to say this, I just didn't want to be at home. Like, there wasn't really comfort for me there. Like, sometimes I've seen on TV shows or stuff, and I mean, this is less common now than in older shows, but like, people just like hanging out and talking with their parents, or being able to go to them for guidance and comfort. But I couldn't really ever do that, really, because, like, you know, I have this, well, I guess it is a memory, but I had this experience with my mom where I basically explained something that happened to one of my friend, well, not my friend, this person I know who's gay, who I don't like, incidentally, who had gotten basically mugged by someone, and he was in danger, and we had no way of finding him, really, because he wasn't out to his parents, so we didn't want to like be like, okay, so he was hanging out with this shady dude he met on Grindr. But at the same time, we were like, we need to find out where he is, because he's in danger, and we don't know where he is. And it caused all sorts of problems, and my mom's response to that was, well, he just shouldn't be gay, because gay people live in, like, a dark underworld. And I was like, this is literally not helping at all. Like, I came to you looking for a little bit of guidance, and here you are just giving me a juicy pile of homophobia, and that's not what I wanted. But, like I said, I just, you know, I don't really, home isn't necessarily like a safe or comfortable place for me. I basically just lock myself in my room and avoid dealing with my family because of just their real inability to understand who I am as a person when I try to explain things, and just their inability to really be encouraging towards my sexuality, because my parents know that I'm gay. If y'all are unfamiliar with that, or you haven't watched all my videos, my parents know I'm gay, and I've been out for a while. And it's just like, I just don't get that emotional support that I really wanted. And that's why I say, and have said in previous videos, that, gay people really end up having to learn a lot by themselves, for better or worse. Like, we end up, honestly, in a lot of ways, I don't know how to say this. We mature at a different rate than people because we tend to be treated very poorly or not with a lot of respect, and we deal with that by isolating ourselves or hiding, but that means we don't necessarily have like the same repertoire of social skills as other people. So like what I mean by that is, viewer, I want you to think about yourself. Would you consider yourself a little bit of an awkward nerd who just like avoids people because you don't want people to like be in your sexuality at all? Like, and I don't mean like right now, but is that something you've done in the past? Because I know for me, when I was younger, I would just avoid social interaction because I didn't want people harassing me over my sexuality, basically. And likewise, I would avoid family situations so I didn't have to deal with my family asking me about why I don't have a girlfriend, or just like commenting on the fact that I'm not particularly masculine, which was annoying. It was very annoying. Oh, I shouldn't have actually walked in this room, but that's fine. I need to go back in the water. But what does this all have to do with Earthbound? When I started college, like I said, I started playing Earthbound probably about a month or two in. I was playing it on an emulator. And being in college was basically when I was set free. When I was in high school, I would basically stay at school as long as physically possible so I could avoid going home, basically. Because, despite the fact that I was bullied in high school, it was preferable to being home, honestly, for me. And when I was in college, I was basically set free. Like, I basically lived alone because I didn't see my roommate ever, and I could just really kind of be myself, really, it was just amazing. I loved it. And so I would just sit down and play this game, and honestly, not to be cheesy, because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing to say that I was like a whole ass 19-year-old person, and I was playing Earthbound and getting emotional because I was like, oh my god, is this what it's like to have fucking friends? Because I was seeing these these big-headed sprites run around on the screen and be friends and go on an adventure together, and I was like, oh my god, I want that. But, like, that's what I mean by, like, you age a little bit slower in some ways. You age fast in a lot of ways, but you age slow, because it's like, I just really never had that experience of being able to have very close friends, because there was always this wall between me and other people because of my sexual orientation. And honestly, it wasn't even just the sexual orientation, it was the fact that people were like really bullies and just mean in general. Like, I didn't even really have to do anything to get people to mess with me, which really sucks. Like, what ended up happening was that, something I say is that I was gay before I even had a sexuality because of the way people treated me. And what I mean by that is that, even before I knew what I was, other people could tell, and they were just assholes about it, and that made me just not want to interact with folks. But anyway, we have a disgusting boss to fight here, so you finally got here. This is the 5th Your Sanctuary location, but it's mine now. Take it from me if you dare. Fuck off. So we got a nasty-ass rat. This rat actually looks a little bit like someone I had an anthropology class with, and that's okay, because it takes all kinds of folks to make up this world. But what we need to do here today is actually take advantage of several things. For one, that Paula is a psychic god monster, and we're gonna shoot some psychic powers at this dude. And that Jeff is a nerd with missiles in his pocket, so we're gonna take advantage of those. And Pooh, he can really do whatever the fuck he wants, because it doesn't matter, he doesn't do a lot of damage. Actually, go ahead and shield us up, bro. There we go. So the rat is dangerous because it actually has an extremely high critical hit rate, and it will literally one-shot everyone that is not Ness if they are not shielded, if it crits. And I believe it also can poison people too, which is, yeah, it can poison people. Luckily, because we have the plush teddy, we will not be poisoned because it will intercept the poison status effect for us, and because it's a teddy bear, it won't work. And that's honestly both woke and bae. So we're going to do that for one more round, and the boss will probably die this turn or the next turn, and this is a quick and easy boss fight if you come prepared. And I'm all about it, honestly, because I'm a little bit tired of looking at this thing's face. It really is making me uncomfortable. Pew. Oh, it didn't die. Oh, it might die from the PSI gaming. We'll see. I'm wondering if the commentary I've had so far has made sense in this video. This is always what it comes down to, like, when I start recording again after a juicy break, is that I'm like, am I full of shit? Like, is this shit making sense, or am I just kind of rambling here? And in reality, y'all always say that it does make sense and I'm pretty coherent, but I'm always a little bit paranoid about that. And just like that, we murdered our next boss, and we're about to catch some levels for it. There we go. HP, Paula, guts, thank you, bless, 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 bless. Blessings all around. And is Pooh gonna level up too? Okay, he might level up twice from this, actually. Yep, he did. Is he gonna do it 3 times? Nope, just twice. Alright. So, you know, we actually got an item on our way in here that was very handy for us. We got the broken bazooka. Jeff can actually repair this in order to make a usable weapon that actually does about the same damage as a bottle rocket, but it does not go away. It is multi-use, which is handy. So, hey. Ness saw baby's bottle, but just for an instant. Ness's soundstone recorded the melody of Magnet Hill. Well, we got our next plot rocation? Okay, I don't know why I'm speaking Romanji. We got our next plot location, and I'm also trying really hard not to cough. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but I'm actually kind of sick. I've been having a hacking cough for the past day and a half. Shit, and I'm coughing to emphasize it, but we're gonna go ahead and cut the video here, but first we're going to open this. We got a carrot key, and that actually is gonna literally let us go to the next dungeon immediately with that, which is handy. So this game is actually rounding out pretty soon. We're gonna be done with this probably. I wouldn't like to say we could potentially end this in the next 10 videos, which is pretty wild to think about, because I've literally been doing this LP for probably like 5 months now, I don't know. But we'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to end off this video by playing the soundstone melody that we have so far, and y'all can get into it. Words. Ness touched the soundstone to his forehead and gathered his thoughts. Alright, so we got half of the plot song. If you don't remember, Ness is trying to get woke enough to defeat the evil entity Gygus by connecting his mental powers with that of the spirit of the earth, and then eventually he'll become the wokest bae this side of Fourside and save the world or something. But don't worry about it too much, because we got some more dungeons to deal with next part. So thank y'all for watching, I appreciate it, and goodbye.